listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, and streaming live on Ustream, this is AFTERBUZZ TV for Project Runway. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest Project Runway news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, picking up where the show leaves off and the buzz continues, it's AFTERBUZZ TV for Project Runway.
Hi everyone, Bing is for doing, and here at AFTERBUZZ TV, we're doing another Project Runway Season 10, Episode 12, In a Place Far, Far Away recap. And it's an exciting show, so we can't wait to start talking about it.
Yay!
I'm Alina.
I'm Lo. And I am Lauren. Hello.
And we got to get started because it's a very long and interesting episode.
Yes.
So let's get started with the challenge.
The challenge.
Tonight's challenge was a L'Oreal makeup avant-garde challenge.
That's right.
And I still hear the music because it was such a phenomenal challenge.
We're just partying
So
over here
pumped.
with our music. We just didn't want to. Yeah, that's right.
That's
Keep it
right.
on.
Bump
Keep it on, Amir.
Bump it.
And scene.
Yeah.
All right, so we start the challenge with Heidi talking to the designers and telling them that they're going to go to a far, far away place.
And P.S. her outfit was
Intense.
very intense. It was intense, and I would like to say a little aggressive.
It was very
Yeah.
Heidi, as I like to call it.
Yeah. She likes the
Pooched
sexy
out.
clothes. Yeah.
She likes it sexy. She wears it well, but she, there was some stringy,
It was like strappy
It was like
sleeves. Like,
it
it wasn't
looked-
really
you
sleeves.
know what it-
Negligee.
It kind of like the band dress, but it kind of also looked like Cleopatra Egyptian-ish or so. Anyway,
it
it
had
was
a gold
interesting.
metallic look to it. It was interesting.
Yeah.
It was hoochie.
It's huge.
That's what it was.
Let's just say it how it is.
So the designers get swept away to Oneka Castle.
Ohika Castle.
Ohika.
Ohika,
See, my
sorry.
my
H looked like
H
an N.
looking.
Like an N. Yeah,
Sorry.
Ohika, which is I think in New Jersey or upstate New York or something.
Yeah, they go to this beautiful castle and the beautiful grounds, and that's their inspiration for the challenge, as well as L'Oreal makeup,
Mm-hmm.
which had a new line. It's a limited edition electric fantasy line. So they have 4 different characters for each color palette: the enchanting queen, the artsy muse, the seductive temptress, and lastly the wise mystic.
Mystic. I kept saying wise mistress.
Yeah.
And Billy B, who was the consulting makeup artist for
Mhm.
L'Oreal Paris, was there to kind of instruct them on what the colors were, and he was sort of there throughout the whole entire episode, helping them out.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And they had to sketch at the castle because obviously that's their inspiration. They get the most money they've had all season, 400 at Mood, and 30 minutes like usual. I was really excited because we finally get to see what the designers are really about.
Yeah.
They're not limited as much, so I don't know. I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lo?
I was excited too to see this challenge because avant-garde is very subjective. It means different things to different people, and everybody, you could tell in this challenge, it was very intense for them. They were so focused because their goal was to get to Fashion Week. So you could see the nerves, plus to create something that's avant-garde and be so creative and different. I mean, that's difficult. So it seemed right away that it was going to be a really difficult challenge for them. So I
And
liked
Tim
it.
mentioned that avant-garde means new and experimental.
Yes.
Did you
Yeah.
get that, Lauren?
Yeah. I did.
I
got that. I really wanted to make sure we all knew the definition of that. They were given the did they get to pick who they wanted to represent in the makeup line, or how did
No, they had a
drew
bag.
They
them,
drew,
and
but then Chris, he got
got
to
to pick.
pick because he won the last challenge. I was just afraid when that was happening, whoever is doing whatever Chris is doing was going to be in for it, because I think Chris is such a strong designer. But when Fabio got the Enchanted Queen and then Chris picked it as well, and I think it was perfect for Chris to pick the Enchanted Queen. I think that's totally him. I was like, uh-oh, watch out, Fabio. And I think that Fabio and Chris are so vastly different that it was going to be interesting to see how they interpreted the Enchanted Queen. But yeah, I don't know. I think I was wondering how they were all going to make this like avant-garde. I know they were all focused on the color and matching the color of the palettes they were given and all of that, and the title of whatever their makeup was called, like the Enchanted Queen or whatever it was. But then the avant-garde part was seeming to get left behind in the dust a little to me from the beginning.
And it was funny because they all were so excited about this challenge.
Yeah.
They were all so excited. Like they had just been waiting to finally make something that was avant-garde. And now it comes, and it did seem like they all actually struggled with
that.
What does that actually mean? Like,
Right.
and where is that in your design? Why do you think this is avant-garde?
Even in the workroom, I feel like Chris couldn't define it. When Tim was like, and we'll get to that later, obviously, but when Tim was like, how is this avant-garde? And he wasn't the only designer that he asked that question to. He was sort of like, it's hard.
Yeah.
That was his answer.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I was interested to see how the avant-garde was going to turn out. And I will say that I also was expecting things to be a lot crazier than they really were once they came down the runway. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you think the fact that they've done all these really structured challenges all season has kind of thrown them off? Because I mean, I'd imagine when they came here, they had all these ideas and what they want to do, and then they've been making baby clothes,
Candy
clothes. So
yeah, maybe the lack of
costumes.
structure makes it difficult when you have like no boundaries. You're like, where do I start? Where do I end? Maybe
Right.
that was, I don't know, but yeah, that could definitely be.
and avant-garde, they spend months and so much money and so many seamstresses. I mean,
And they did
2
say,
days.
Tim did say that you're expected to show 2 months of worth of work in this design. So it was a lot. It was a lot.
Yeah.
And they had the same amount of time they do for every other challenge. So
Yeah.
And just so you guys know, Fabio had the Enchanted Queen, Sonji had the Seductive Temptress, Dimitri had the Wise Mystic, and Melissa had the Artsy Muse. And last but not least, Chris had the Enchanted Queen. I thought each person got
A
a
good
pretty
mix.
appropriate. Yeah.
Dimitri is so Wise Mystic. Don't you think?
Totally.
He so fits that.
Wise
And Melissa,
Mystic.
the Artsy Muse.
Yeah.
I thought that fit.
Wise Mystic
Yeah.
with a hint of triple sow cow.
Christopher, Enchanted Queen, totally.
Totally. I don't know about Fabio with Enchanted Queen.
No.
I think he could have been Artsy Muse.
He could have been Garbage Chic.
Yeah, he dumpster diving.
He
or
could have
whatever
been.
He claims
He could have
himself to
been
be.
wear your shirt as pants
Upside down.
chic.
Let's get to the workroom.
Yeah.
We saw a lot of Tim, which I always love.
And they did a little
Yeah.
homage to Tim's like looks and hand positions.
It was
and his
kind of
expressions.
scary. Like it looked like something you would show if like they passed.
Oh.
Like it was like this black and white picture of Tim and like a signature pose.
Yes.
It was
No, that's
different. Like
10
we've never seen that
seasons of
before.
work.
I know, right?
I know.
10 seasons of Tim's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's a smart man, that Tim.
Is.
So they worked till 10:30 the first night, and then they had a whole day the following day. They also had to go and meet with the L'Oreal team to work on the overall look.
And that was like before the end of the work days where they're usually going in and doing the makeup and stuff.
Right.
This
Yeah.
was like the beginning. Like they had to consult and get the makeup and hair and nails, and they talked about that in the judging a lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They commented on the makeup, and so I feel like that went into it too. The styling and all of that was much more in play this time than in the past.
Well, I think you can't really have an avant-garde outfit if you don't do it with the hair
Yeah.
and the
Oh,
makeup
yeah,
as
for
well.
sure.
So
It all
I think
makes
it
You
totally
have to.
had to be
Yeah.
all inclusive.
So we start with Sonji losing her fabric.
5 yards of the gold fabric that she really wanted to use at Mood. Now, I'm confused though, because she had the green fabric that she ended up using. She had the 5
Yeah.
yards of the gold missing fabric.
And then a
she-
lace.
Then she had some gold and green pattern thing. She didn't use any of it. She used like green.
You're right.
Well,
I
maybe
didn't think
that
of
went
that.
with the gold fabric she misplaced.
Right.
But I have to mention she did have a great attitude.
She
One
did.
of our guests mentioned your mom.
Yes.
You know, she has a make it work attitude.
And
Team
make it work
player.
is their slogan, and it's true. She totally just went with it. She didn't let it like get her down. She just said, "I'm just gonna make this happen."
Just imagine Elena losing her
Oh,
favorite.
geez. Well, we don't
Crying,
need to talk about that.
fit.
Swearing,
Yeah.
blaming it on somebody else, starting a Cold War with Mitri.
Oh my
I
God!
would've been bad.
Again, World War II.
Yeah, serious.
I just love that she made it work. She moved on. She has great focus, dude.
She does. We
Get
talk
her
about
done.
that.
Yeah.
She's got laser beam focus.
We also
Yeah.
talked about Fabio and Chris competing. We see some of that in the workroom. They're analyzing each other. Fabio's my competition. Chris
Yeah.
is my competition. So that added an
And-
element.
And Chris made a really funny comment about Fabio's what was it, his undergarments, I guess you should say, when he was talking
The
to
boy
Tim.
shorts?
He's like, I'm going to give her a sheer dress and put boy shorts under. And Chris is like staring at him, and he's like, boy shorts under a dress, an avant-garde, boy shorts for a enchanted queen or whatever it was, he said. He's like, I don't understand that. It was really funny how they were all kind of like,
Yeah.
there's so little of them in the workroom now, and even Tim mentioned that when he walked in, it felt empty. You can really hear all of the critiques that Tim's giving, and all the other designers were like intently listening in on this one. I thought it was
agree.
funny.
And they were also focused. Did you guys
Yeah.
notice
Yeah.
there wasn't as much banter or
No.
talking?
Oh,
It's
I
like,
think
yeah.
I'm telling you, they were all just like, I need to get to Fashion Week, and they were so focused and kind of stressed out about it. You could tell they were tired. I mean, they've been in this competition for a while now, and everybody's getting beaten down, I think.
Yep.
So yeah, it really showed. And then there are less people, so it was a lot quieter.
They didn't have babies this time, so that was a lot
no crying.
less quiet.
Yeah.
And we already mentioned this, Lauren, you mentioned it too. There wasn't that much avant-garde going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing too experimental, right? And Tim kind of
Yeah.
critiqued Dimitri about that. He critiqued Sonji, I believe, and who else was he like? I don't see the avant-garde. Oh, Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Do you guys? I imagine like Paris Fashion Week, the couture shows.
Yeah.
The stuff you see is
Where it's just like,
so
how are you even
ridiculous.
Yeah, so
walking?
different.
How is the model even walking down the runway in that?
Yeah.
You know?
But then again, that is the months of work that
Yeah.
they say
And the
really has to
teams.
go into this.
Yeah.
And the
And the
teams of people
funding.
that get it going.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
true.
But this is only one look as compared to an entire
Show.
show.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
It's hard not to compare, but we got to realize these are designers that are up and coming.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Chris is 24. You mentioned
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Ugh, I love him.
Yeah. I thought it was what I thought was interesting about this workroom as opposed to all the other challenges was that like Dimitri, he was for the first time didn't exactly have a clear idea of what he was going to do right away. And I think like when Tim came to critique him the first time, he was like, "So where are you at with this?" He's like, "Well, I don't really know." He's like, "I know I'm doing a jacket." And I think Sanji was kind of the same way. Like you saw both of them kind of playing with the pieces and like mixing it around and looking at it differently. Like everybody was really focused and they were trying to kind of break out of I guess what they
Their
normally
shell.
do. Yeah, so I thought that was interesting, but it was funny cuz Chris he had pretty much a clear idea of exactly what he was going to do from his sketch right away and was really spearheading it. And then then like that's when Tim Gunn
Yeah.
came and was like, "So," and his look is almost complete at this point, and he's saying, where's the avant-garde in this?" And you could tell Chris like really kind of like panicked.
Yeah.
Like,
he
okay,
didn't even know.
am I gonna have to start all over? Like, what do I do?
Right.
So I thought that was kind of interesting
And
to see.
of course, Melissa had time management
you.
issues.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Here's the thing.
Not
I don't want to
even.
give anything away, but if she does go to Fashion Week,
Yeah.
how is she going to construct a complete look or a complete runway show?
Well, because she has how many months do they have
I
to do
guess,
it? But
but-
still, I feel like I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like she always has time management issues. She always wants to do something that's above what she might be
Capable.
Be able
I
to
don't know
do
that
in that
capable,
time.
but yeah,
Yeah.
she has like this vision, and then it's not something that she can execute to a T. I mean, I think she's a good tailor, and she's made that one blue dress with the high collar was like beautiful. She had time; it was within her range, and she made it happen. But I think she gets like ahead of herself, and then she is her own worst enemy.
Off more than she
bites off more than she can chew. Thank you. That was the saying I was looking for.
Exactly it.
And I think, I mean, I didn't. Whatever, we'll get into it later. But I didn't like hers, and
Yeah.
Did you guys? I think that for me, Melissa's only look that really stood out is that blue dress.
I feel the
Otherwise,
same
it's
way.
like,
I liked Melissa from the beginning. I liked the first runway show where she did that long dress with that like leather vest over it. I personally love that outfit. I feel like I've seen her do things that maybe I'm not in love with, but
haven't
I like
you
them.
seen that jacket and that dress in the store already?
Probably, but I still like it. I still think she's good. I don't know if I've seen
not
that
innovative.
that exact thing when I think of her first runway dress with the long sleeves and then the leather vest on top. I mean, I don't know that I've really seen it. I just liked it. I think like what Michael Kors said about her is that she's really good with leather, and she does really know her own style.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's really good with her. But that is her downfall is by far time management. Like, and even if like she's going to Fashion Week and she has months to prepare, because she's not good at managing her time, she's not going to plan accordingly. She's going to say, well, I've got
all this time.
And then it's going to get down to the end and she's going to still have all this stuff to do.
Well, maybe that's your prediction, Lo.
Maybe it is.
Dun, dun,
I
dun.
don't know.
No, I think maybe what her strong point is that she has a clear aesthetic, and that she told a story throughout the whole entire show with pieces that all kind of go together.
That's true.
Yeah. Even though maybe sometimes it might have seemed, it wasn't so much so like then that it was like the same thing over and over again. They were different enough, but there was a thread through. I thought that might be her strong point. I don't know that I'm in love with her designs, but maybe that's what the judges see. I don't know.
But I agree, the best outfit that she did do was that blue dress.
Yeah,
That was beautiful.
I think so too.
It.
It was one of my favorite looks all season too. I thought.
Still want it.
So
Didn't Virginia say we could bid on those?
I know. I wonder if it's already
gone.
We should look
I
it
know
up.
it.
It's probably gone.
Find it.
And before we get going on to anything else, we love doing this show. We love this show. So let's mention iTunes and the support we really love from you guys.
And we've gotten some really great comments, you guys. If you haven't seen them, go on iTunes and take a look at them. And for those of you who haven't commented, please do. I just lost my page. But I did get a quick glance at it, and from what I could see, Elena's still in the lead. She's got 42% of the votes.
Higher than last
Fan
week.
favorite.
You guys, but I do need to make a mention. Yes, in our fan favorite competition, one of our commenters, I believe it was on iTunes, Mary-Ellis Girl, okay, left us a comment, and she said that one of the reasons it could be is that Vampire Diaries is also doing a Team Elena thing.
Wait,
so it's
why?
I don't
What's
watch
the connection?
Vampire Diaries. I don't know. Do you watch Vampire Diaries?
No.
I don't either. So they're doing something, I guess, on their show where it's like hashtag Team Elena. And I think there's other teams too, but there is a hashtag Team Elena for the Vampire
Dancing
Diaries.
with the Stars should do Team Mitri.
Yeah. No, but they're not doing it for Project Runway. It's like something related to Vampire Diaries. It's totally separate from Project Runway.
No, I know, but like who? But
there's a Dimitri on Dancing with the Stars?
No. But in order for it to work towards Project Runway, they have to hashtag Team Elena at Project Runway.
yes.
They do?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Because I've been seeing things all over the place
I
where they just
understand
say,
what you're
go
saying.
at
Yeah, but
hashtag
those
Team
don't
Elena.
count.
Oh, so you're
Oh.
saying wait, Lo. So you're saying that Vampire Diaries has something they're
else,
doing,
yeah.
and there's a character Elena or something.
Yeah.
And so,
And
It
people
has
are
to be at
tweeting
Project Runway.
hashtag Team Elena.
but they do have
Are
a
you
Dimitri on
sure?
Dancing with the Stars.
Positive, because Chris tweeted, "Hey, you guys, in order for my
He
your
said you
votes
guys?
to count."
He said you guys?
Said you guys.
Oh God, no, I said
He
you
might
guys
have.
because I love to say you guys,
That's okay.
and we won't talk about that because
We
I
won't
could
go
take
there.
all night.
Well, regardless, when Mary-Ellis Girl commented that on iTunes, I was astounded, and I'm like, that's got to be part of it. So who knows? May or may not be,
I'm
but
not
regardless,
100%.
Mary-Ellis Girl, thank you for your comment. She actually left us some just a really great comment and some good suggestions for us as well. So that was great. And then we also want to mention our YouTube viewers and Raptos made a really great prediction, and I was looking at it and I'm like, I don't know, Rap Toss. But he said Melissa, Chris, and Dimitri are going to make the finals.
Dun, dun,
And
dun.
you know what he also said, which I totally agreed with? He said the problem with Fabio is his edit makes him seem irrelevant and fairly middle of the road as far as designers go. He's never won a challenge, which, right?
has.
Or
The
has he?
Show edit, you mean?
No, like the way I think he edits his pieces. That's how
Oh.
how I
Okay.
took it.
Yeah,
but
no,
I
no.
agreed with what he said,
Yeah.
that Fabio's always kind of middle of the road. He's never really a standout
I've always
designer.
said that. I've always said that he's flying under the radar, and I thought he was going to
Yeah.
go home this week.
So that was just a really great comment. So thank you guys for that.
And Adrian at Watchtower Base, always thank you for
always
your support.
biggest
Yes,
fan. We love
he's
him.
the greatest.
We love
So,
we love
um,
Adrian.
But again, please go on iTunes, continue to download us, and keep commenting because I absolutely love.
Tell a
I love
friend.
reading it. Yeah, and tell your friends.
Rate
This
and
is-
comment.
This is going to be a really, we can make it a really great conversation. And maybe we should tell people, the people that are watching us and commenting, we are also going to be hosting the Project Runway All-Stars.
That's
the
right.
four of us.
Woo! The
Your
Fab
favorites.
Four.
The Fab Four, as Adrian likes to call us. Thank you. Thank you. So continue the conversation and keep going and keep downloading because we will continue to be there even after the finale.
That's right.
So
We are
Let's
not going
continue.
away.
yeah.
Let's move on to the runway, you guys.
Yeah.
As always, we have to talk about Heidi's outfit. And it was a departure, right? She came out
Yeah.
all cutesy and lace.
She looked like she was going
very,
to
Super cute.
Easter brunch or
Yeah.
something.
very
it was cute.
I liked her hair. And
I
makeup
wasn't
too.
sure at first, but I liked it.
It was
I
really
liked it.
different from the first outfit we saw.
Very
Yeah.
different.
It's like
Uh,
Vixen Heidi and then Sweet Girl
Just
Heidi.
kind of sweet. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I liked her hair and her makeup. She looked very cute.
Very. Zoe Saldana is the guest judge.
Mhm.
I think her style is usually on point. She gets best dressed enough, right?
Yeah.
She never has anything that's horrible. You know what I
No.
mean?
Yeah.
Like, she might look really gorgeous, or she might just look, oh, she looks
She looks
pretty.
okay sometimes. She has
Yeah.
a great, like, long, lean figure, so she looks very model-esque in a lot of her clothes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we'll see as we continue to talk about the runway that she didn't hold back.
She was
No.
a tough cookie.
Wasn't she the most
Yeah.
brutal guest judge we've had all season?
I think so.
You think?
Definitely.
What? Who do
Uh-huh.
you think was?
I don't know. That's why I'm trying to think. When you said that, I'm like, I feel like there's got
Well,
be some
when they had
harsh
the designers
critics.
from past seasons,
Maybe Anna Sui.
Oh, Anya
and,
and Mondo.
Mondo.
They were pretty.
They
funny.
were,
Oh,
but
you're right.
They
but-
probably had this like resentment, like I've been there. I'm gonna do this right back.
But
to those
exactly,
people.
but you were expecting
just
that
kidding.
out of them because they are designers and they've been in those exact shoes. So you're expecting that out of them. They were harsh too, but Zoe, for just being an actress and that like smoky voice of hers, was like, I think it's horrible. It's like, okay, well,
Yeah.
why don't we watch a movie of yours and critique your acting? Like, what was the Britney Spears movie she was in?
She was in
Britney
a Britney Spears
Spears?
Yes,
movie.
Britney Spears, the movie Britney Spears.
And wasn't Britney Spears only in like one movie?
Yes.
And none of us can remember
What
the
is
name.
the movie?
That should tell
You
you
remember it?
plenty of
Like
that
Crazy?
movie right now.
No.
Is that what it's called?
No. Was Melissa Joan Hart in it too?
No.
Oh, I know.
You
Are
know
you
what I'm
sure?
saying?
Somebody call in or
And
tweet.
tell us.
It
Yeah,
is a
tweet it
movie.
to us.
Yes, she was Britney Spears' friend in the movie.
That's funny. I didn't know
I
that.
totally
yes.
missed that. I didn't know.
And
Britney
so was-
Spears
and so
ever
was,
been in a movie.
Yeah.
What's her
Is
name?
it Crossroad?
Crossroads.
Oh my god! Thank you, Amir.
Yes!
You're fantastic.
Oh my God! You
Crossroads.
just revealed that
She-
Amir is a huge Brit fan.
Uh-huh. How'd you know that?
Amir, look at you.
Just
Look
look
it
it
up.
up.
That
She
I
was
just
in
looked it up.
right?
Google.
Zoe Saldana was
On
in
Bing.
that, and so was oh my gosh, I can't think. I'll think of her name anyway. We're
All
way
right,
off
we're
subject,
digressing.
but anyway,
Let's
yeah.
get back
I'm just
to
saying
it.
we can.
Anyway,
critique,
Zoe,
we can
you're tough.
Critique a lot for her.
Yeah, it's so true.
the first
And
look is
Anson Mount.
What?
And Anson Mount was in it too, I
Yeah.
guess. Britney Spears, Anson Mount, and Zoe.
There was
something.
another girl, but I'll think of her later.
We'll get there.
all right. So the first look is Melissa. She's the artsy muse,
Yes.
and she has some black leather going on with a turquoise-ish leather vest,
Mhm.
and then a printed black and white skirt that was really exaggerated on the bottom with the slit.
The slit with
And-
the red lining
Yeah.
underneath.
Yeah, was
And-
it coral?
She kept
Oh, was
calling
it coral? It looked like red to
It was
me.
red. It was more red than orange, but I think it was a
I thought it was coral.
reddy orange.
I think that is also the color though that she was having trouble finding in mood. Like I think she was trying to really find
Yeah.
the right color based
Yeah.
off of her inspiration, and I feel like she kind of got down to some timing issues. And
yeah, and I like
pick
that
something.
color combo. I
Yeah.
like the coral and the
Turquoise and
turquoise.
black.
I think
Yeah.
that looks great together. But yeah, I didn't think it was avant-garde at all.
I the skirt was alright. I didn't like. I thought the lining inside was cheesy, and otherwise the look was boring to me. It was too much going on. I don't know. I don't see it coming down the runway.
Yeah, I agree with you. I liked the print of the skirt. Like, I liked that black and white. And I liked what she did with the slit. I think it was kind of placed a little bit differently, like more to the side. I liked that. When I think about artsy Muse, I mean, it was artsy in a sense. Like, it had color to it. I don't know. She did her signature high collar on that jacket or vest or whatever it was. I did not like, she had those like leather like glove sleeves, didn't she?
Yeah.
Or did
remember?
I didn't like those, but I feel like she was just trying to be really different.
What'd you think of the styling, the hair? Because that was a really big in this.
I mean, I don't think it was
like
different.
Rocker-ish.
Yeah, it was rocker-ish,
like it.
but it's not something you haven't seen, and it wasn't so different. Like, her whole look really wasn't
That's my thing, too.
very different.
I honestly felt like it looked like more ready to wear than avant-garde. I didn't think it was that different. I mean, I guess the skirt and the leather top alone could be like at a movie premiere or something, maybe, because it was. And then the leather jacket thing was, or vest, I mean, the color was interesting, and I like the high collar, but it wasn't like, I was expecting to see something cray coming down that runway. That was just like a dress and a shirt and a vest. Like,
Well, when I think of avant-garde, I think it's all about the shape, like doing a totally different shape or something really crazy, adding to it, and she just didn't have that. I mean, it wasn't like this horrible look, but I didn't think it really fit the challenge.
Me either. I completely agree.
I didn't love it.
Yeah.
And I think the hair looked like, you know, the 80s banana clip.
Oh.
And then you just twist
It was like
So
rock
ladies,
belt,
if you guys want to recreate the look, just get a
Coming
banana clip.
back.
And then YouTube your video.
Yeah.
And we'll watch it and
That'd be great.
wear our hair like that next time.
Fabio, he sent out a black dress that had, I don't know, it was sheer and it had solid pieces.
Like, how do you
stripes.
describe
It
some
literally
of
had
these
stripes,
dresses?
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
under, what was the, I didn't notice the palazzo pants they were talking about. Was the skirt part pants?
It was pants.
Ugh.
That's the thing.
Was
it
the
looked
skirt pants?
Yeah, it looked
That's
like
ugly.
when he was making it, it looked like a skirt pretty much the entire time. And then they did this one cut where Lauren and I both were like, wait, those are
It's
pants.
pants.
Like, you
I didn't
actually
realize
saw like the cut
You
and the
could
gap.
see, a
you
space
know?
in between
The legs.
feet.
Yeah.
It was so puffy that it was hard to tell.
Yeah.
And even while it was walking down the runway, none of us could tell
I couldn't
Yeah.
that it was
I didn't even know.
We were like questioning it. Like, did we see what we thought we
until
saw?
Nina, I
Yeah.
think, in the judging, I think it was Nina, said their palazzo, or Michael
Yeah.
Kors, their palazzo pants. And then we were sure.
And then
Yeah.
a burgundy jacket. It had a lot of volume on the bottom, and you could reverse it. You could flip it
Oh,
around
yes.
and wear it upside
The
down.
jacket that, and I couldn't get over how he described his inspiration for that.
And there it is. Oh, they were just showing it.
Oh wow,
I
we've got
love that there's
clips or
clips today.
things here.
Yeah, the whole episode's
I
been
didn't
playing
know
the whole
this.
time.
Whoa!
You
I
guys,
had no
I'm
idea.
obviously the only
I'm
one
like
paying
right
attention.
under here. Well, I am looking at you guys.
Mitri,
That's amazing.
we love you.
Well, okay, so
She got distracted.
Mitri.
Look at him. The challenge.
Yeah.
this
Well,
week.
okay. This inspiration for his. Oh.
Alina has a crush.
Inspiration for Fabio's jacket. If I can even get to whatever
Sorry,
I'm
are we-
saying,
are
I
we
don't even
Mitri.
know.
Mitri.
Ugh. No, it's not Mitri. I'm not talking about Mitri.
No, I know,
Oh,
but
okay.
you distracted us.
Well, okay,
Focus.
so it's kind of pointless now. But
jacket.
Yeah,
What was
the
the
jacket. The
inspiration behind the
inspiration was
jacket?
the fact that I think he said in college he used to wear his button-up shirts as pants.
Yes, he did. That was his
And I just
inspiration.
got this really crazy visual that I just didn't like as a button-up shirt as pants.
Yeah.
Fabio
Why?
is like Mary-Kate Olsen when she was really, really grungy.
Good.
Yes.
As a man.
They'd be a great couple.
As a man.
Why not?
Because he doesn't play for her team,
She-
but otherwise they
Oh,
would be a good
He
couple.
wears
right.
her oversized flannel
I didn't even
shirts
think
as
about
pants.
that.
Done.
They would
Yeah.
totally
Yeah.
share clothes.
I'm just saying.
They would.
Oh
That
my
is
God.
a really.
They could be buddies.
You know, I love that.
What'd you guys think
Good
of his
call.
Jesus outfit, though?
His Jesus
He's a
outfit.
It was glam Jesus.
glam
with like the sparkle crown.
The thorn.
Did
Yeah.
you just coin glam Jesus right now?
Yeah.
Clam Jesus.
Yeah, he was. It
That's
was a
perfect.
sparkly
It is.
crown with like a black long thing,
and some
and
volume.
it was like a more modern glam Jesus.
But the fact that you've just coined it as Glam
glam.
Jesus is amazing.
yeah,
And I think that we should,
that's
you heard
Fabia's
it
new
first
name.
here, everyone.
Glam
Glow,
Jesus.
Glam
Low.
Jesus.
AfterBuzz TV
Exclusive.
Right.
All
I
right.
didn't like it. It was
No.
avant-garde, though, I will say. I feel like he, to me, looked the most avant-garde out of anybody. And I think that, yeah, he had the little hot pants underneath. It was like burgundy hot pants and top because it was a black sheer. And the jacket was interesting. And I thought the way he got to that jacket was interesting when he described
Yeah.
the flannel shirt as the pants. And I thought, you know, it was avant-garde. I don't really ever like any of his designs. It's not my aesthetic at all. But it's not to say he's not talented. I just personally don't
Yeah,
go
I agree.
like, oh, I love that. I kind of want to wear that. Like, it's all very
But he
big.
does have a very specific style.
does.
Very.
And that, I think, was really a big factor
Yeah.
that the judges were thinking about when they started to discuss who was going into Fashion Week. I
He
mean,
definitely told a story, too, with his designs throughout the show. And I
Right.
think that probably, like you were saying, is what
Yeah.
got him there.
yeah.
Let's move on to Mitri. He made a navy or grayish suit. It was a skirt and the jacket, and then a random collar. I didn't love the collar, but I loved the suit. Not necessarily avant-garde enough, but the fit, the tailoring.
Yeah.
Oh my God! And the little details like the side panel that was
Sheer.
sheer, and then the zipper in the back. Oh,
Yeah.
I was just
Yeah.
like,
No, I thought the skirt of that entire thing was to die for. And I loved the little mesh like down at the
yes,
hemline.
details.
The slit though, we almost saw some butt on the runway.
Well, it's runway though.
Yeah, but I'm just saying I thought the slit went up just a tiny
It was.
little bit too much, but other than that I thought it was really creative, really great. And I mean, everyone knows it that he is perfect when it comes to tailoring, and he just makes things that fit so well.
Lauren, did you
Cool.
notice Heidi's eyes sparkling when
I
the outfit came
did.
down?
She was salivating.
You called
She
it
was.
too, Alina, because she loves tight stuff, and
Yeah.
it was real tight. It was. I loved it. I loved the color. I always like grayish, navy, black. I always kind of go for that. So that I loved. The skirt. I liked the jacket. I mean, there was like cutout like detail here, and then it kind of came together on the collar. That part.
Yeah,
Was
the
a little like
collar-
vampire-ish looking to me.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess it kind of helped make it avant-garde, because had that not been there, it would have looked like a really sexy suit. I mean, it would have been a really sexy suit, but it still looked a lot like a suit.
Yeah.
So it was a jacket and like a pencil
Yeah.
skirt. But I thought the skirt was like, oh my God. I mean, it was sheer on the sides. I loved the sheer lining at the bottom.
Yeah.
And the back of it was gorgeous. The zipper went down the back, and it did
Yeah.
cut up pretty high, but I mean, he's just so phenomenal with
Yeah.
his tailoring and his details and his seams, and he's just
That skirt had multiple
Yeah.
slits, right? Like the back
Yeah.
I think
and
so.
the sides.
And the
I
sides.
think, which I
He-
thought was really cool.
He does
Like,
a lot of
really
cool
great
stuff
shape.
with sheer fabric too, because remember
Yes.
that jacket that looked like the pieces
cutouts.
weren't connected? They were like floating together, but they were
Yeah.
connected by the sheer. He does a
Yes.
good job with very sheer fabric too, because we'll
Yes.
see also with Sanji's design that she didn't quite get that right this time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
And also his jacket. Did you guys notice the cutout? It had like a V
in
cutout.
the back.
Oh yeah, in the back, right?
Yeah.
I noticed more the cutout like on the front, the like star thing right at her
Yeah.
chest. I didn't like that.
Yeah, it was. There it is. If we're, I don't know.
There
if
it
you're-
is.
I
for
just
anyone
hated
that
the
can possibly
collar,
see it.
but otherwise I thought it was
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
Sonji put out an emerald green gown, and it had floating pieces in the front, and it was placed on top of this mesh. So you could see the mesh in the back as well. I think the idea was great.
Yes.
But as we noticed
Yeah.
later, the judges really didn't like
Well,
the fabric choice.
I think that it wasn't mesh. It was like a nude nylon.
Yes.
Like it wasn't.
Like a thick nylon, though. Like
Yeah,
a,
like
a
dance tights.
Like dance tights.
Like,
Like,
I wore
Spanx.
those.
it didn't work with the
ones.
model's skin either. Maybe
That's
that
what I
shaded
think
more
the
fair.
issue was.
Yeah.
That it was too light for her skin coloring, so it was too obvious. It didn't look like skin.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well,
I liked it. I didn't see the avant-garde aspect to it. It looked more like a red carpet gown, but it was pretty.
I kind of thought, but then again, everybody may have different ideas of what avant-garde is, but I saw the avant-garde. Like, I like how she placed the high collar up on the side. And how she did end up going with the like floating pieces. I mean, that's not so new. Like we've seen that, but you don't see it all the time.
Yeah.
And I loved the color of it, but I agree. I think it was red carpet.
Yeah. It was. I liked it. I liked the color. The color was a little bright-ish, but it was still pretty. I did the fabric. It was like this silky.
It had
I
like
don't know
a
what it's
pattern
called,
to
but
it.
Like a shine.
it's like a Jessica McClintock old silk fabric from the 90s. Like I think I had a dress that was like that same. I thought it was pretty. Like I thought it was. I liked how it fit really well, and I liked the little like train-ish thing at the bottom.
Yeah, it fit really well.
It fit really well, and
like
it did
Michael
look,
Kors, what do you say? It like cupped her butt.
cupped her butt, yeah,
perfectly.
and it did.
It really did.
I just didn't think that the mesh worked out. That I liked the idea of it. I liked that, but yeah, I think if the pieces looked more like they were floating, they didn't really though. Like you could see the mesh. So,
Yeah.
but it was. I thought it was pretty though. I mean, I would want to try it on and see what it looks like. You
Me
know.
too.
Yeah.
And last but not least, Chris put out this really dark, gothic-looking black gown, and it had padded hips, a lot of feathers up here, and then feather
Done
details
like
on the
a
arms.
sequence overlay
Yeah,
kind of thing.
beaded sequence thing. I hated it.
Yeah.
I thought it was atrocious, personally.
Yeah.
Really ugly. I guess he went for avant-garde.
Yeah. Well, and you saw Tim Gunn kind of question, like, well, what is avant-garde? It looked to me like an evil queen outfit.
Yeah.
Like,
And that's
okay,
what he
enchanted
wanted.
queen, evil queen.
He said,
Yeah, but
he-
is that
It's
avant-garde?
not, you know what?
Yeah.
It's
Costume.
not really, but that's what he said in the beginning when he was at Ohika Castle doing the drawing. He said, I want it to, the colors are red and black, and it's reminding me of like an evil queen. So that's kind of
Yeah.
what he was going for. And I remember saying that and going, but isn't it enchanted? But I guess that just means magical.
Yeah.
Enchanted
yeah.
could be evil.
It could be
Yeah, it
evil.
could
It's
be.
just, I think people normally think of it more like a nice magical power
I
instead
just
of
think
like
it was, yeah, too literal to me,
Yeah,
maybe.
might have-
Maybe that's what it was. And I thought it was too busy. Like,
Yeah.
you could be very different and avant-garde, but you could still be simple,
Yeah.
you know, and do different shapes. And I just thought the feather things that were sticking off the forearms were weird. Like, you're going to poke someone. And you know, the only thing I really liked about that was the feathered collar.
Oh.
I kind of thought that was really cool.
yeah.
Maybe not something I haven't seen, but I kind of thought that was cool. But other than that, I didn't love it.
My favorite
was
part
great.
of the dress was the back. It had like it was like a strapless black fitted shiny material. I think it was silk, but I'm not
Satin.
sure. Satin, yeah. And then there was like an overlay of this beaded black kind of
Thing.
vestish mesh.
Yeah, because it like buttoned up in the
button
front
here,
and then,
it went in the back, and there was like a bustle in the back, and I thought that was really pretty. And there was a zipper in the back too. But yeah, I just didn't. I guess the padded hip area made it look avant-garde, but it wasn't like, again, I only feel like Fabio was only the really one who got the avant-garde, and I didn't like his at all. So Chris's,
Yeah.
I just love Chris. It's hard for me to not. But yeah, it wasn't his best.
Yeah,
I thought it looked like a costume.
Yeah.
I agree.
The feathers like threw me off.
Yeah.
The feathered arms threw me off.
And this week we saw the judges had a hard time picking their favorites. There were some
Yeah.
clashes. Heidi didn't always agree with Michael and Nina. Zoe didn't always agree with them. I mean, but I guess that's what it takes.
That's
Yeah.
what I mean. That's what avant-garde does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think
Yeah.
you're gonna love it or you're gonna hate it.
Yeah.
Like, we were all surprised that we thought Melissa's was so not avant-garde, and we're like, there's no way they're gonna love it. And,
And
like
they loved
Nina,
it.
Ugh.
Michael Kors, I love it. I kind of
didn't
couldn't
get
get over
that.
it, and I think Heidi was the only one that was looking at them like, I can't even believe
Right.
you're saying that right now.
Right. I was
So,
on.
They all
was,
disagreed.
Yeah, I agreed with Heidi on that one.
Yeah.
And as we see in every season, they had all the designers up there, and they asked them why they believe they should go to Fashion Week. And for me, the person that stood out was Mitri. Surprise, surprise, because he actually got kind of personal ever since I was a kid. I wanted to do this. Everybody else was like, I was in design school, and
Yeah.
no, I like to design, and
A
I
lot of
deserve
them. A lot of them just said it's been my lifelong dream, which it's
Yeah.
like, well,
That's everyone.
pretty much. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. And they also asked them who they would pick to come along with them. Who else
Yes.
did they think? And Melissa picked Sanji and Fabio.
Mhm.
Fabio picked Melissa and Chris. Dimitri picked Fabio and Chris. Chris picked Dimitri and Fabio. You guys following?
Yeah.
I'm
And
confused.
Sanji picked Melissa and Dimitri.
I have a theory. Maybe they all picked Fabio because they want to win.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah?
I thought it was.
I didn't think about it until right now.
No,
Like,
because I'm like,
I would
Fabio?
pick Fabio too.
Of
so
course,
I
why?
could win.
Chris would pick Fabio because he doesn't design anything like it. I mean, and
Yeah.
he did. And Fabio picked Chris. So I think Fabio and Melissa really like each other, so I can see why they
Yeah.
picked each other. But all the rest of the people that picked Fabio was like, something's up your sleeve.
I don't know, you guys. I think Fabio, I don't like his style, but for whatever reason, he has legitimate design creativity.
Right. But I think
Maybe
they
not
all do.
execution. I don't know.
I think they all do.
I don't know.
I don't know.
All right, you guys, let's get to the winner
Yes.
and the loser this week. So there really wasn't any winners, actually.
Yeah.
They just
No.
named off who's going to Fashion
You're
Week.
a winner if you're going to Fashion Week.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Chris is going to Fashion Week. Yay!
Yay.
Mitri.
Yay! And like we saw him actually get a little excited.
Yeah.
Right? He like
said-
had a bigger smile than we normally
He said,
see.
did he say whoa?
Oh wow.
No, he didn't
Or
say
wait,
whoa.
What did he say?
It wasn't his whoa. It was wow.
Wow.
It was oh wow.
Oh wow, maybe.
Oh
yeah.
wow. With a smile.
That's a lot, you guys.
That's a
loved
lot
it.
for Mitri.
we were excited
He's
for
a
him.
man of few words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But great words they are. They are great words.
Fabio, who we're all kind of like, and Melissa. So Sanji's out, you guys. I'm sad. I love her style.
I do too. And you know, the thing that they did when they all disagreed on, you know, this runway, they remembered all the past things that they had done. And I loved not all, but a lot of the things that Sanji did. Like they brought up her best moments, and I thought for sure I would have liked to have seen her go and not Fabio, but I agreed that
Her go to
look
Fashion
wasn't
Week.
consistent. Yes,
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen her go to Fashion Week.
Over Melissa. So you would have rather had Sanji and Melissa and not Fabio.
Correct.
Okay.
I would have personally, yes.
And sorry, you guys, I just got thrown off.
That's okay.
But
Well, I just need to interject for a second because I kind of wish that Sanji would have gone instead of Melissa. I think Fabio, I don't like his designs, but I think he would be an interesting runway show.
Yeah.
And I think he is very runway, and I don't know about ready to wear, but I think his runway show would be interesting. I didn't really want to see Melissa. I'm not that excited about it. I mean, again, she does tell a story with her clothes. She does have like a specific aesthetic, and maybe that was Sanji's problem. But there's so many pieces of Sanji's, like that hunter green jacket and those pants, those like the pattern on the pattern challenge,
Yes.
and that black top with the
You're right.
drape in the back. I just really wanted to see.
the only thing I can say about Sanji and Melissa, though, they're both kind of too mainstream and commercial.
Maybe that's why I
But
like
who
them.
do you like
So
better,
boring,
Melissa or Sanji?
sadly.
Sanji.
Okay, well,
But that's just because her style.
I know.
reads
I
better
know.
with me. So.
me too.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I
sad to
think-
see her go.
Yeah.
Sad to see her go.
Yeah.
We love you, Sanji. But she'll do fine.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
And if she makes like ready to wear clothes, like we'll see her stuff in stores. And that's
Totally.
what I'm excited about.
Totes.
Me
Totes.
Totes.
too. All right, we have an exciting week to follow. They're going to go home and design, and then they're going to get narrowed down to 3, I believe.
Yeah.
So we'll see who can make it.
Right.
Bye-bye, Melissa.
Let's see where Melissa's at when Tim Gunn goes to critique her. I'm going to be so curious.
I know.
I know.
She's going to have nothing made. She's going to say, I have a plan.
I know.
But I still need to cut and sew and pick my fabric or
Right.
something crazy like that.
All right, you guys, we have 2 more shows, so keep watching. We really, really love doing this. And I just want to mention we missed Virginia tonight.
Yes.
Yay.
So she'll be
we-
back next
Hi,
week.
Virginia.
Do we want to do some
News?
and gossip, or do we not have time?
I don't know.
Amir,
Do we have time? No time?
I think we got to wrap it up.
3 minutes. Break it down, Lauren.
Break it down.
Okay, really quick. News and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Okay, Tim Gunn, he has a fashion Bible out, and if you guys want to look more into I keep finding little snippets about things on the fashion Bible. I didn't realize that Tim Gunn is so anti-fur, and he used to work for for Liz Claiborne, and Liz Claiborne and all of the companies that they own, like Juicy Couture and Kate Spade, they all have gone furless, if you will.
Awesome.
And Project Runway is as well because of that. So that was a little interesting factoid I found. Heidi, I don't know if I mentioned this, but she is hosting the MTV Europe Music Awards in Frankfurt, Germany. I don't know if I mentioned that last week. And Alina, she gets booted from last week, and there's an article on HollywoodReporter.com. She talks a lot about how she felt about leaving. She thought that Dimitri's was the worst look and that she didn't think she should have gone. She thought she followed all of the things that Heidi asked them to do, and she doesn't understand why she left for that.
Dimitri's baby outfit was bad.
But she also says about her being the fan favorite throughout the season that there's a lot of people who don't, this is her quote, a lot of people who don't like my personality, and she thinks maybe the viewers responded to her blunt honesty. Either way, she goes on to say, I'm the type of person who speaks my mind, sometimes good, sometimes in a negative way, so maybe the viewers like that, and maybe that's why she was a fan favorite or is. And one last thing, Chris March, if you like him, he's one of the old designers from past seasons. He's doing a spoof on the classic The Nutcracker. It's called The Butt Cracker Suite, and it's going to be premiering on the Here's main stage in Off-Broadway starting November 30th and running through December 29th, so you can find more info on that on BroadwayBuzz.com.
And now we have 10 seconds.
Oh my gosh!
Awesome.
and no, we need to predict. I can't go without a prediction.
Give
Bye,
us a
Melissa.
minute.
You think? Yeah, Melissa's going.
Melissa's going. Yeah.
Okay,
Totally.
I think Melissa too. I think Chris is gonna win the whole thing.
Mitri, hopefully.
I hope.
I like
crossed.
Mitri, but I think Chris is gonna do it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, you guys, let's keep the convo going. Follow me on Twitter at _Alina23.
And at @low_Vias.
And I am at Lauren Leonelli on Facebook, Twitter, and my website and Instagram.
And
Yay.
comment on iTunes. I want to know what you think.
As always, it's been fun. Thanks, guys.
Have a fashionable week.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz
you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.